Yes, Jessica. Wedding is going to be lovely. Yes, honeymoon in Paris. Okay. Anywhere else you want to go, money's no object. Okay. And did I tell you again what lovely shoulders you have? I love this outfit. Uh, I just can't wait. And what? You naughty, naughty girl. Okay. Save that for the honeymoon. Okay. I love that Colgate smile of yours and those eyes. Uh, I'm truly a lucky man. Excuse me. Yeah, ignore that. Okay. Since you're here and since it's Saturday night, might as well keep up to tradition. Okay, and review two movies for you. Okay, it's I have two movies here, and I'm going to review them for you. The first one is I guess you would call a horror slash torture movie. It's called Martyrs. This is a French movie. The reason I got this is because the image of these two women on the cover, I don't know, there's just something about them, and I read the synopsis of this, and I just wanted to get it, and I got it, and I watched it earlier today, and it's a French-Canadian production, and let me just say, this movie is super intense, and the last half hour of this movie is it's hard to watch. I was squirming in my chair. It's that hard to watch. It's really, really, basically, let me put it this way. It's what Hostel, I guess, should have been like, and put it that way. Okay, without spoiling it. Basically, this is a story about Lucy, a girl named Lucy, which is this girl here. Okay, she's a young girl. The movie opens with her. You see her in a warehouse tied to a chair, chained to a chair, and she's actually being fed by a woman who, is feeding her like some kind of gruel, and she slaps her when she kind of spits it out, and then she kind of unchains her, and then Lucy makes her escape. She stabs her, and she makes her escape. She's running out of this warehouse, trying, this factory setting. She's running to get away. Okay, and then she hears a noise before she leaves, and she sees that somebody else is chained up, but she doesn't care. She's running. She has to escape, and she's running. You see her running, screaming, and her hair is short. She has bruises all over her body, and she's running for her life, basically. Okay, and then it picks up later when she's in an orphanage. Okay, and the doctors are trying. They're recording the sessions they have with her. They're trying to get her to speak about her experiences and what happened to her, and she basically doesn't want to talk about it. Basically, she's too far damaged. But there's a young girl named Anna there that kind of befriends her and kind of takes care of her and gets her to open up, and she's the only one that can actually converse with Lucy. Okay, young Anna, and of course the doctors ask her, and she still won't explain exactly what happened to her. Okay, and then the movie jumps 15 years into the future. Okay, and then you see a normal family, everyday family, sitting down having breakfast, a mother and a father, a daughter and a son. They're doing the usual banter back and forth about their lives and stuff. And then all of a sudden there's a ring at the doorbell, and the father goes to answer. He opens it up, and boom, shot. Like I said, might have spoiled. Well, yeah, might spoil. Boom, gets blown away. And then a young woman comes in the house. Boom, blows the mother away. Boom, blows the son away. Boom, chases the daughter down and blows her away. And then you find out this young woman, when she takes off her hood, is young Lucy. It's 15 years later, so she's, I guess, would be 27. Okay, and she's there, and she basically she calls her friend Anna and tells her that she found the people that tortured her, as a young girl who tortured her, and she killed them all, even their kids. Okay, and then Anna rushes over there, not believing this, and of course seeing the horrific scene. And I don't want to spoil too much what happens after that, but let's just say, and put it this way, Lucy is, of course, seriously screwed up with all the stuff that happened to her as a young girl, being, kidnapped and tortured. So she's totally screwed, and she's basically hallucinating certain things. Okay, I don't want to spoil it, because then we'll see. But let me just say, the second half of this movie is some of the most horrific stuff that I've ever seen in a movie. I mean, it's there's a big secret of that happens to one of the girls in this movie. I don't want to spoil it, so let people want to see it and check it out. But be forewarned, the second half of this movie is rough to watch. I was sitting there basically squirming, and because it's basically the second half of this movie is like just pure torture, literally, and it's just, this is probably one of the most horrific movies that I've ever seen. Okay, and I'm gonna have no desire to watch it again. Okay, I mean, up to the part, I guess, when Lucy breaks into the house and kills a family that she thinks is responsible for torturing her as a young girl, I'm okay with it, even up to that part, and then even up to a little part after that. And then what happens after that part, which I don't want to spoil because that's a key part of the movie and part of the title. If you see that part, you'll understand what the martyr part is, and there's a character that actually explains what the term martyr means. Okay, and then what happens after that is just pure, it's just goosebumps. And I was sitting there squirming watching it. And this is definitely, like I said before, what Hostel, I guess, what I was expecting Hostel to be. When I went to see Hostel, I thought it was going to be like this torture thing, and it was a little bit of torture in there, but it wasn't to the degree that it is in this movie. This movie, the second half of this movie, the last half hour, is just rough to watch. It's really horrific to watch, and it just chilled me to the bone. So Martyrs, super intense, and be prepared if you want to watch it. It's, like I said, the acting is great, and the young actresses, you have to give them credit because they gave their all to the parts, and they were really super intense. And this movie, super intense. This is truly horror, okay? I'll put it that way. Okay, now the next movie that I have is after watching Martyrs, I needed something lighter, something that would you know, pick me up a little bit, maybe give me a little bit of enjoyment after seeing Martyrs. And what I got was Hotel Transylvania. This is the lenticular cover there. Can you see that? There you go. See how the girl turns into a bat? There we go. And basically, this is the story. There's the Blu-ray 3D. This story is about Dracula, Hotel Transylvania, of course. It's about Dracula runs a hotel, and he's raising his young daughter, Mavis. And he invites his friends, the Frankenstein monster, the Wolfman, the Mummy, the Invisible Man, to celebrate Mavis's 118th birthday. Okay, they're having a party, a celebration. Okay, and like I said, you have Adam Sandler doing the voice of Dracula. You have Steve Buscemi. You have Kevin James. You have David Spade. You have Selena Gomez as Mavis. You have what's his name? The guy from Saturday Night Live, which I don't remember his name. Adam Sandberg. Okay, anyway, Dracula raises Mavis to actually fear humans. He tells her that's why we build our castle way up on the hill, and we have all these to keep away from humans, because humans, basically he tells her to be afraid of humans because humans will kill them if they find out where they are. Okay, so he's basically raised her that way to tell her to be wary of humans. Okay, now Mavis is 18 or 118, and she wants to travel, and she wants to get out and explore the world. And of course, Dracula, Adam Sandler, really doesn't want her to go out and venture out. Anyway, into this mix comes this gentleman right here, and then you can see him right there, the guy with the long hair. Right there, that's Adam Sandberg's character, who plays Jonathan, right there. Okay, and he plays a human that stumbles upon the castle. He stumbles in a funny, horrific way. I don't want to explain exactly how he does it, but it's hilarious how he stumbles upon the castle, and he finds out, and he's human, of course, and of course Adam Sandler, Dracula, completely panics when he sees him, and he winds up disguising him as a monster. Basically, he calls him a Frankenstein, like a cousin of the Frankenstein monster. Okay, and so basically the movie is about Dracula trying to get this young Tom guy out, not Tom, trying to get young Jonathan out of the castle and out of the party. But of course Mavis, played by Selena Gomez, starts to fall for him. She starts, hanging out with him, and really starts liking him. And of course, hilarity ensues. and this is a very enjoyable movie. The animation is absolutely beautiful. Looks absolutely beautiful on Blu-ray, and this is basically a story. Like I said, I love the classics. You know, I love the classic monster movies, and this is a great tribute to them. You know, with the monster. You know, the Frankenstein monster. And one of my favorite characters, of course, is the Wolfman, played by what's his name, Steve Buscemi, and of course he has a litter of puppies that are absolutely run wild in this movie. It makes me laugh. And there's the young, I guess she-wolf, young daughter of his. Okay, that's the only one that's kind of responsible. Okay, but this movie is just hilarious, and it's basically about I guess it is about prejudice, because the Dracula is afraid. You know, he's trying to warn his daughter. He's afraid that if he exposes her to humans will wind up killing her. Okay, but she, like I said, she falls in love with, of course, with Jonathan, who's really a human, of course. And it's just a really entertaining movie. Okay, and the voice work is great in this. Like I said, the animation is fantastic, and just a really great movie to watch. And I'm glad I got this, and I heard they're making a sequel to this, which I will love to see. And I love the characters in this movie. The voice work was great. Like I said, the animation top notch. Okay, and a really enjoyable movie. I really enjoyed this, so definitely recommend this. Okay, now, so let's see, Martyrs. Be forewarned if you want to watch it. It's a really intense horror movie, which slowly in the second half turns into like a torture movie, which really was rough to watch, but super intense. And like I said, be prepared if you're going to watch this. It's super intense, and like I said, it would take me a while to watch this again if I'm going to watch it again. I don't know if I'm going to watch it, give it another watch, because it's just, especially that last half hour, is just, that was rough to get through, and I was just squirming in my chair. That's how intense Martyrs is. Okay, and I don't want to spoil what the actual name of the title means to this movie, because there's a character in this movie that explains it, okay, far better than I could. But it's a bunch of buckets to me, but this is my own personal opinion. Okay, but Martyrs, and again, Hotel Transylvania, which is, I love this movie. Like I said, voice work of Adam Sandler, Adam Sandberg, Selena Gomez, Steve Buscemi, Kevin James, Fran Drescher. Just a really enjoyable animated movie. Like I said, animation looks absolutely beautiful in this. Definitely looks great on Blu-ray. And of course, this is the 3D version, and it comes with this great lenticular cover. Okay, and then if you look, you see the girl changes right there from the regular girl right there, Mavis, to a bat. And then if you look at Jonathan right there on the right-hand side, right below Frankenstein monster. See that hair right? That's his normal hair, and then you turn it, and that way, then he has the Frankenstein or Bride of Frankenstein hairdo right there. See right here, normal hair, Bride of Frankenstein hair, normal hair, Bride of Frankenstein hair. I like that. Then you see Mavis is a bat. Mavis is normal. I like that. Mavis is a bat. Mavis is normal. That's pretty cool. Anyway, so let me know what you think if you've seen these titles. Let me know what you think. Feel free to leave your comments down below. Okay, and I'm going to go back and make my plans with my, my girl. So this is Trepacer saying so long and take care. And I'm going to go back to making plans for my honeymoon with Jessica Trump. Okay? Okay? You okay, baby? I'm sorry. They're going to leave in a minute, so don't worry. Don't worry. We'll get back to planning our honeymoon. You gorgeous creature, you.